I really think it's Yes, yes, yes. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So, as you see from the title, we are going to be talking about the Cheesecake Factory date and the other lady with the 4 trays of oysters. We're gonna be talking about that today. So we did a live. I was sick yesterday, y'all. I did not feel well at all, but we're gonna be talking about that. I'm gonna play some of it. If you haven't seen it, you can Google it or go on YouTube and put it in Cheesecake Factory, or let me see, or just put it in Tabitha. She has it on her page. It was 10 days ago, so we're kind of late. So she refused to get out the car when he arrived at the Cheesecake Factory.
Yes. Did you want me to open the door for you?
She locked him out the door, out his own car.
Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. What's the problem with that? This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
Mind you, my husband made a great comment when he said, even Ruth Chris is what, babe?
A chain.
It's a chain. So, half of you thought you was going to a non-chain place.
Yeah,
it's a franchise also.
Want to talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them. Oh, yeah.
Then, hold on. Let me go back. Then, I do not like when people sit there and put somebody else on the camera without their consent, because you tried to embarrass him is what you tried to do. Mm-hmm. That's not cool either. All right, let's keep on going.
Come on, get up, going in the car. Yeah, we're going to talk about it.
So now he's going to the other side.
Oh, okay.
Because she had locked him out of his own vehicle.
So, yes. Let's talk about it. So you expect a man to go all out on the first date. Is that right? I mean, you're supposed to. When you take out a beautiful woman and you're courting her.
Mind you, let's move on. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Is that what they say? Is that how they say it?
Yeah, beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Because, I say stuff wrong all the time. Okay.
Because I get courted. So you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right? Yeah. That's what you're supposed to do. I agree. I went into this date as I expect, with expectations for myself to keep you safe, to respect you, to pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman. Which I believe I have.
Like a what you say?
Like a gentleman. And that's Cheesecake Factory. I, on the other hand, have certain expectations for a girl I go out with on the first date. I expect her to be respectful too. I expect her to be cooperative. And at least,
okay, that's how I play because I don't want to get too lengthy with it. All right. Mars, do you want to go in? You're not going to go in because I'm going to go in. Because Mars, he already know. My attitude is different than his.
Well, I gave an observation on a few things. I was like, and I obviously I went from the perspective of courting.
Coating.
I was like, she has already established a bar where that is pretty much the floor when it comes to dates. I don't know how, now look, if this individual wants to, spend money, I won't say frivolously, but spend money to that
where does she want to go?
To that level. Because let's call it what it is. You have the simple dates that you're walking in the park. Something that's fairly free, it's something that's solely about getting to know one another without distractions. And then there's a mid-level where there may be minor distractions like drink, like say for instance, going out for drinks, i.e. Oystergate. We'll talk about that in a bit. And then you have these high-end places where you almost, for the sake of maybe showing off, or you've built up this relationship enough to where me as the person that's treating the date is like, okay, we've crossed over these hurdles of getting to know one another, and we're working our way towards a relationship or in a relationship. And then that's when, unless you're out there tricking. Now, if you're out there tricking or you're out there trying to show off,
it ain't tricking if you got it, okay?
Or flaunting your wallet, then that's a totally different conversation. But
let me add this. Okay. For you to go on a first date with someone and to behave so badly says a lot about your character, right? Okay. I would never ever want to be in the same place with you. Okay. Never. Because the way you behaved was so horrible. She thought that she was really winning when Boo, you was really losing. And you were saying, who takes a woman that looks like me? Boo. Baby, I hope you smart, because that beauty right there, I don't see it. And I like women, and you ain't somebody I would come on to. I just have to be honest. You got makeup on. So I like to see somebody who's natural. You ain't got no makeup on. Strip you from that, strip you from your hair, what you look like then. But even with the makeup on, Boo, you was all right. But you're depending on your looks for what? For what? Because you have to converse with someone. But I'm at the point where these women are very rude. Like, my God, did your mama tell you how to be rude like that?
Well, this is where we do have some disagreements. Now, I don't think she's an ugly woman.
Yeah, I don't think she's not cute to me. But she's not nobody I would bang for sure. Like
I would say. Okay. And also, let me add this most important thing when we first started talking about this. When I find it interesting when a woman is constantly referencing her own beauty,
insecurity.
As a man, I don't care how fine you are, how attractive you are. If you're constantly referencing your own superficial values, that to me that devalues your look. Like if I see something that's a knockout, then that's I'll say that or whatnot. I'll even give a woman one mulligan to acknowledge herself. Especially if you're trying to make a point. But if you're constantly referencing how you look, there's a deeper issue there that men need to take note of. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a deal breaker, but I'm keeping note.
I mean, for someone like me who I feel like I can read people pretty well.
Yep.
For me, what you did right there, how you try to embarrass me, now I'm gonna read the FUCK out of you. I'm gonna read the filth out of you for real. Okay. Because now you saying I'm beautiful. Now I'm about to cut you because I know that means you're insecure. So I'm about to go in on you real hard. Someone like me, like I said, not everybody can read people, but I can pretty well, whatever. And that's what I get from that. But if you're just relying on your looks, it almost like you prostituting to me. I don't know. It don't sit well. But then you're so bougie sometimes. And I told Mars this, I said, cheesecake is a top for some people. Yeah. And ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
They got some bomb ass cheesecake to be for real.
Yeah. And it's like I said, it's a sign to when a woman is going to just dismiss Cheesecake Factory as like it's just some regular place. Because like you said, like that sometimes Cheesecake Factory is a person's high end. Like that's all they can afford. That's all they can afford.
That's
So
weird. That's weird.
no, ain't nothing weird. It was just minimized. That's all.
I know, but why they didn't? But anyways, keep going.
Yeah. So
You're coming out bougie, and you're not bougie.
It's a lot of stuff that I gotta say, but I'm trying to.
No, just say it.
Find the key points.
We ain't monetized, so you can say whatever you want to say.
No. It's not
just
about
let
monetized. It's just I don't want to just go off on a tangent. It's one of those things where it's like, so there is,
and then don't forget to tell them too. No, that he said that he had something else planned for her.
That's
right?
what I'm about to go into.
Oh, sorry.
So in that thing that went viral.
Do you want me to look that one up so I can tell them what that is?
No. I got it.
Oh, okay.
In the video that went viral, when he goes back into the car, then there's this discourse that takes place.
Yeah.
Where it's like she was an hour late.
Yeah.
And
rude.
And there was a lack of communication. Now she said that I didn't want to have him come to an apartment. I barely know. I can totally respect.
So where she have him meet her at?
No, he sat in the car.
Okay, so but you were an hour late, which shows that his time wasn't important, which shows a lot about yourself, which means you're selfish. Also, because you can always get money back, but you can't get your time back. We are 10 minutes, 11 minutes, and 20-some seconds older now. You can't get the time back. So how dare you do that too? Keep going.
I partially disagree with that.
What?
So no.
You see me?
So you have to look at it from the standpoint of this. So regardless of so this is where I think the social media sphere really attacked her. You are an hour late.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lack of communication because she mentions that, hey, I work late on my job, blah, 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 blah. So, and then he had a planner of taking her to a very high-end place. Mm-hmm. And then she was like, oh, yeah. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go there. One, that's not your place to do that.
You have to reserve that place, right?
They had the RSVP.
So they did. He did.
Yeah, he RSVP'd that, but by her being an hour late,
can't do that. They don't play that.
An hour late, somebody just took your slot. So they pivoted to go to Cheesecake Factory. Now, this is where, which
was his favorite place. Let's add that too. It was his favorite place, right?
Yes, this is where I fault her because it's like he said, I'm gonna be here by 4:00. You were an hour late, so now, regardless of whatever expectations you have for an individual, you're going to have to dial that back a bit because you want to be pretty or gorgeous. His time is just as important to however you want to present yourself.
That's what I said. I said you can't get time back.
No. I know that. All I'm saying is it's like Cheesecake Factory was not her place, but for that date, for her to be late, she needed to accommodate. So what I'm saying is whatever high value you got, you didn't consider his time being important. So whatever you got going on or whatever values you have, you need to have some consideration of you being disrespectful to this individual's time. Because so it doesn't matter even if he's taking you to Chili's. Hey, look, I had plans to go here. We are an hour late. So and I had us on a very strict timetable because I RSVP'd all this stuff. So everything is out the window. So let's pivot and let's do this. And then you can be like, I don't normally do this, but since this is my fault, okay, let's go.
So
you can, to me, in my opinion, that's middle ground.
So people are placing values on where the hell you go to eat. That's crazy as hell to me because I can go to an off-the-wall place and never had the food before. Let's say it's some good Korean. I love Korean food. I do love Korean food or whatever. And but you put in values on where you go to eat. To me, that's crazy. I'm not that type of person. It doesn't really matter to me where we go eat, as long as we have a good time. We can go converse. We can have drinks. That's cool to me. These women are coming off real superficial to me. It seems like that. Because if he was, you had a good conversation, you had good conversations with him, and then this one little thing right here, which was really your fault, but you didn't take the blame and blame it on yourself. And then you sit there and you try to blast him on social media, which made you like a big ass fool Put dummy on your forehead because you look like it. Put you for the streets on your forehead because you look like you for the streets. Because I'm sorry, but you not that cute too. I'm going back to that too.
All right. You said that enough.
No, I'm gonna cut you down because you try. I don't like when somebody tries to embarrass him. When you try to embarrass him, you try to bully him. You really did try to bully him too, and he gave in, which is better than some men. He kind of gave in a little bit because on the follow up, he said he would go for a second date. Me, I don't even want to share a room with you. We would have had to interview in 2 different rooms. That's how petty I'm gonna be.
Well, this is not a segue. We're going to pivot to there was, after this video went viral, there is a gentleman named Kevin Wesley.
Yeah.
It's called The Truth Factory.
Yeah.
Where her first name is Alicia. I'm not sure. I don't know her last name, but I don't know the gentleman's name.
They don't get people's last name. Like
Yeah. So her name is Alicia, or that's the alias that she's going by, and then the gentleman. So this was basically to get this, and it's on YouTube. It's like I said, it's probably maybe his biggest
over 160 something
thing. He's a red pill guy, and there's just this conversation that takes place of both of them to provide perspective on their viewpoints. She still doesn't, she's not in the best light, but there is some understanding of what's going on. Sorry about that. Had an alarm going. So and I'll try and Vin, she can chime in. So one of the first things that's an obstacle for her, she's over 6 feet tall.
I don't think it's an obstacle.
Well, no, there is. Well, when I say
there's
obstacle,
some men who like to climb trees.
No. When I say obstacle, I'm gonna get to that.
Her dating pool.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It's dwindled down.
Because the gentleman, I mean, he gave an astounding number that I was kind of very shocked about.
Oh,
like
no.
He was saying like men over 6 feet tall, it's less than 10%.
Yes.
Now, I don't know what the number was. I'm thinking like around 6. And so she really truly is into hypergamy. And for those who like, what the hell is hypergamy is? Hypergamy is basically a woman is saying like, I want a man's monetary value to supersede mine.
Which is hers is 6 figures. She makes 6 figures, right?
That I don't know. But I mean, I got the vibe that they live in California.
6 figures ain't nothing. In California, that's nothing.
So let's be clear. Like their cost of living out there. So let's just do a transition rate. So let's just say if you make 100,000 out there, 100,000 is probably more like 50 to 60,000, like in Dallas or somewhere in Texas.
Yeah.
So if you make 150, that's more like 80. So you need to, so 100K in a place like California, especially the biggest cities like Los Angeles and San Diego, 100K really don't go as far as it would be somewhere else. That's the reason why people are selling their homes and moving. All right. But, and so she talks about that. She talks about hypergamy. She talks about how she was raised on a man being a provider and a protector.
Nothing is wrong with that.
And then the gentleman, the moderator, Kevin Wesley, he said, okay, I'm sorry, let me add a key part. Because she mentioned about, if I don't know you, she has all these walls up, which I can respect that. But she was talking about like not even contact, like, you know how women have walked with their arm tucked up underneath the man's arm.
What happened to the time to where if I'm feeling you, you feeling me, then damn, we might go. You ain't come to my house. People crazy.
But that's.
But what happened to those times to when people do have these
people
walls
do that
up, and it's so crazy to me. Let me just feel you out. You might be a cuckoo bird. We all went on dates with somebody cuckoo bird people or whatever. But you doing all this because you're not looking for love. You're looking for a good paycheck.
I mean, it comes off like that. What I will say,
you sound like a hoe. I'm sorry.
And then the gentleman came back and said, "Well,
a whore. Sorry, whores are paid."
He asked, "Well, what happens if you are somebody, you're walking with him and somebody grabs your purse?
What's your expectation from him?"
And then she was like, "Well, I expect the man to be a man." And then that's when he came back and said, "It can't be one way. It has to be both ways. Like you can't expect him to be a protector when it's convenient.
Yeah.
When you're not doing the part to reassure the man of being. I mean, because while while it might seem very simple, you know, holding hands or your arm tucked up underneath somebody, or I mean, that physical contact component is a lot bigger than what you think it is. It can actually be a whole lot bigger. Like it provides so many things, even if it's just a singular date. Like it might give the false impression, but it's like, you know, I'm here with you. I'm enjoying your company. We're vibing. We're connecting. All these things.
But what I'm saying, what happened to the vibe? Like we're just having a good time.
That's her choice.
Are you people? But it's not just her, baby. There's other women, like the woman with the 4 plates, the $15 plates of
Oyster Gate.
It's Oyster Gate.
I'm gonna call it Oyster Gate.
Because he's trying to be funny. I said it. I'm still sick, y'all. Whatever. He can kiss my butt.
Anyway. and we'll segue to that in a second.
I just feel like she came off really, really.
Yeah, let's just wrap this up.
Selfish. I didn't like the way she represented herself. She has a dating channel too, right?
I won't call it a dating channel, but her channel. She did a video from her vehicle that was more so promoting this, but she was more so talking about like whether it was on that little video, I think it was like 7 minutes, or
7 minutes,
or the interview with that Wesley guy. She talks about how she is trying to push women independence and women empowerment and things like that.
That's not empowerment. What she did was not empowering at all. Because again, like I said, you were a bully. You were bullying someone, trying to shame them, publicly shame them in front of, I guess she has some subscribers, thousands of subscribers, but you made yourself look dumb and stupid. And that was not cool at all. And then you also, for some women, Cheesecake Factory is the top notch from them. And nothing is absolutely wrong. That you have to be careful what you say.
We frequent Cheesecake.
No, we don't go no more because they mess up my mind.
Whatever. No, but the point I'm making is like we've gone to we've gone to the establishment. Shout out to Sear and Steak.
Where did we go? Where the first day? Where did we go? You remember it?
It was a burger joint.
No, it was not.
They sold burgers.
It was Clucker, or is it Clucker or Pluckers?
Yeah. And what does Plucker sell?
They sell chicken.
What do they sell?
I don't know. I know they sell chicken.
I got a burger.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever.
Yes.
So but that was just like to fill each other out or
I
whatever.
should have been more clear. They're not a burger joint, but they sold burgers.
Yeah. I was about to say, because they're not a burger joint or whatever. And the vibe was cool. I was a little standoffish because it is what it is. I don't know this. I don't know him.
That's all right, though. See, you about to get me talking real petty.
We met up at their house and did something strange.
Oh, my God. Let me get my last 2 cents and we'll pivot to Oyster Date. And we'll get our little 2 cents on that. After this thing gone viral, they on this interview, the gentleman, he gives his 2 cents too, and he seems to be a very passive individual that has core principles. While I don't know if it ever happened or not, the channel said that they'll pay for the second date, and even if I don't know if they went or not. I don't know if she has interest, but she did say yes, and that could be to save face.
Because she looked real.
I do think that like women, I mean, like they look at things like this that they call it settling, and it's not settling. Settling is. I think settling and being realistic, the lines have gotten blurred when it comes to the dating pool. Because if you want hypergamy, like if less than 10% of men makes over 6 figures, and then you're a 6 foot woman to say, I want a man that's my height or more, even though the gentleman's shorter than her, but she made it about her height, then you're really moving that thing down to where you're looking for less than 1% of men out there in the pool. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
But anyway, on to the next topic, Oyster Date.
This is on one of my favorite channels, Dr. Richie Rashad's channel. I just saw it today. I love Dr. Richie Rashad. I do. He be speaking the truth, not the truth.
To give a brief overview of this, so there was this date. It was in Atlanta, Georgia, where it's this lady. I don't know her name,
They never showed her.
I told you they show pictures of her afterwards.
Oh, they did. Okay,
yeah, one of those pictures afterwards. And so at this seafood place, they had these platters. I don't know. It looked like it might have been about 8 to 10 oysters per on platter. They're $15 a piece. So she had gotten 4 platters.
Probably about 10.
So no. It said 48 oysters, so it's 12. So it's 12.
Yeah. You're right.
But the platters cost $15 per. So that's $60. That's
not without drinks.
That's without drinks. That's without any other food. And so she does a video where they show her like she's just eating these oysters, and then afterwards she's eating red potatoes and had a drink.
She said she ate those, and she said, "What am I gonna get next?" And this the potatoes came to the table.
Yeah, and so it gave you those vibes of like only went out for a date. Went out to only get a meal. And then so the dude said, "I'm going to a bathroom," and he dipped out on her. So and then so there was I guess some text dialogue, and he says, "I asked you to go out for drinks." There was even a point where she even mentions like after like the third platter came out, he started looking at her crazy. So that should have been your time to cut off. And so she did something after that, and then he dipped. So
it screamed gluttony. Sorry, it did.
You want to call it? No, it screamed selfishness. And then
greedy too.
And inconsiderate of your date.
I gotta get some mustard.
But so my 2 cents on this, and so Venus had asked me about my take on that, and I probably would have made mention of something, and I was like, because that is similar to the other situation. If that gentleman had the date would have went on, they would have finished, and they would have went to a second date. You set a bar of expectations, good, bad, or indifferent. Now the comment section was a bit more split on this situation.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a bit more split. Now when I say split, I mean like split could be 60-40, but the one with the other one, Alicia and Cheesecake, it was more like 80-20, 90-10, like against as opposed to 4. This one was more like man, well, you should have done that. I'm like when you see your date's body language change because of what you're doing, then there needs to be a conversation. Now, the gentleman could have made mention of something, but he didn't, or at least what we've gathered, he didn't. So yeah, you got anything to add on that one?
Again, this does not represent all Black women, of course, but she came out really, again, selfish, self-centered, money hungry, rude, greedy. I can add a whole lot of other things, but I'll stop right there. If this is dating, now, I feel so sorry for the men, because my gosh, it is slim pickings for you guys. I feel really bad for you guys. I know a lot of these songs, but y'all don't get caught up in that shit. Y'all girls don't get caught up in that whole Sukiana and what's the other girl? Sexy Red and all that about all this money, like my hair done, my nails done. I think y'all really taking that stuff to heart, and they're just singing songs. They have all dated bum dudes also. So I think you need to look at the person. Who is the person? Because you have to be careful. I'll say this. You have to be careful who you lay with, right? I totally believe like your spirits connect when you sleep with people, right? So you have to be careful with those things. Mm-hmm. I believe that now because I've just seen a lot more things. Like some of these kids are just like, ooh, baby, why did you do that? Because they're just like, they dead and that is horrible. But I feel bad for my children. They got to date these broads, and like I'm a little hood, and I'll say stuff.
I think if that's the dating pool that you're in, then you adapt to whatever that dating pool is because that's what you know. So our oldest, that's all he knows. Our youngest, that's all he's going to know. So it's going to be whatever the norm is. That's the norm.
Our oldest dates girls with women with they have values. Well. The last
No,
one did. Not
no.
all of them did.
I mean, like he
some
dates.
of them hoochie mamas.
He dates what he dates. Yeah.
What the hell?
Well, no, I mean because, but guess what? You know, he's at the age to where
Yeah.
you actually have to find your pocket to what your preferences are.
Okay.
Because guess what? While we want the
It's okay.
a young lady that's about principles and about values and with common goals to help steel sharpen steel between the two.
Mm-hmm.
That's not an always an end result when it comes to who you prefer. Like you even said it yourself. You used to want bad boys once upon a time.
No, I dated a bad boy.
Okay, and why did you date a bad boy?
And you learn that bad boys do bad things, and then you like, ooh, baby, I can't do this.
But guess what?
Because I'm not a ride or die. I'm a snitch. I'm a snitch
but
on your
guess
ass.
what? There is a large pool of women that's what they yearn. That's what they want. Now, why? I don't get it.
But when you get knocked upside your head, or when you get charges, or when you go into the prison, I'm not going to the prison to visit nobody because I'm scary.
Hey, I
can't bring myself on it. Oh no, I can't go.
Hey,
I can't go. I can't bring no knife in there. I can't go.
I'm just saying
it ain't for me.
I'm just saying that there is a large group of women that prefer a certain type of man.
I'm just trying to figure out.
And there's men that prefer a certain type of woman.
Is this the norm?
Yes,
Mars,
it's the norm.
This is the norm?
Why wouldn't it be? Okay, think about it. In the woman's space of, let's just say, rap. So
I said that. I did talk about that.
No. I heard you. Think about that. Think about what's pushing. Think about what agenda that the media is pushing. That what the art form in the women's space is pushing. It's
ratchetness.
It's ratchet behavior. It's WAP. You know, it's somewhere in between.
Hold on. WAP is a good song. Now they ain't got nothing to do. That
no.
It's got some lyrics in it. I have to think about it.
But it still falls up under that umbrella.
Okay.
And now you want to call it? I mean, because getting your hair done, getting your nails done, isn't ratchet. But that sets a principle where when it comes to your values lie. And like I said,
I guess they figure if I'm gonna be a hoe,
they're saying like, but you're not saying like I'm gonna pay for my nails and my hair. I'm gonna have you pay for my nails and hair. I'm gonna have the next one pay for my car note. I'm gonna have the next one pay for my rent, and I have the next one. I mean, that's what I mean when I'm talking about like that.
So you're tricking.
That's what you want to call it. If that's how you want.
Well, I mean, I guess if you're gonna be a hoe, be a paid hoe.
Hey.
That's what you know. That was said to me as a young girl before.
Right.
If you're gonna be a hoe, be a paid hoe. Because some of my cousins were a little loose, so that's what my grandma would say. If you're gonna be a hoe, be a paid hoe. She just wasn't publicly or whatever. So I just feel really bad for men. I feel really bad for my children, and this is what they got to deal with because I don't even want to meet you. You're putting values on food or places like that. As a person, I know we're not going to vibe at all because that's not what I am about. And maybe it's, different show for different folks or whatever, but it's just not me. And then again, you putting value on your looks, but what about your personality? What are your dreams? What are your aspirations?
That crap sounds good, but that's not how the world works. Because
that's not how it works now. Because
guess what? I see you. I don't see your personality.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying. But if that's who you are and you're always looking for money, you're not gonna ever be happy. Because you can get with somebody who has a lot of money, but they'll dog you out. And because you can't stand on your own, because what you look for, you're gonna be miserable for the rest of your life. But keep doing what you're doing, boo. Keep doing what you're doing. You wanted it. You got what you want. Don't sit there and complain about it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like this NBA players and the NFL players or whatever, I have met some of the wives and they are dumb as hell. Although I feel like that should come up, boo, because you are dumb as a box of rocks.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one player, his wife was so dumb, I thought no one can be even dumber. Her IQ had to be 77 because that's how she came off. Pretty. She's a pretty woman, but she's just dumb as hell.
Yeah. All right, so we've hit the 34-minute mark. So before we wrap this up, what is there? Any last comments you want to say before we wrap this up?
Do better. And this doesn't represent all Black women. Yeah, because I don't want that to come out like all Black women are like that. Y'all looking for it to come up. Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear that because nobody represents all Black women. There's some white women like that. There's some Black women like that. It's just the dating pool is really slim, you guys. I think about, I mean, of course, you're going to be who's attracted to you, of course, at first. But then actually talk and not about superficial stuff, too. Because I wanted to say that, too, about the first woman, the Cheesecake lady woman, was she's already letting you know when you meet a woman like that, if you get laid off, which in 2023, people getting laid off left and right. She's letting you know right there, if you get laid off, I'm not going to be with you.
Yeah. She does give off the vibes that like
I can't support you.
We aren't a team.
Yeah.
Like, when I'm down, you help, you help me out.
Yeah.
Like, and you know what? And as a man having to deal with that woman, like I said, that is a level of expectation that is going to be.
It drive you crazy.
It's going to be. I mean, like unless you like I said, a millionaire or something like that. You're a person who has a lot of value monetarily. That's going to be a hard thing to maintain. And guess what? There is some men out there that's perfectly cool with that. But a woman like that, it comes off very shallow. I'm sure there's something else that you probably like. Oh, okay, well, he's not tall enough, or he's not dark enough, or not bright enough, or don't have good hair, or I mean, like
no such thing as good hair.
You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking
about.
All
hair is good hair.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Like if the what's that Maya Angelou quote that she made mention of, like if basically along the lines of
person show you who they are, believe
them, yeah. And if a person shows you that on the first date, that is the floor of expectations.
And I think even people,
all it's gonna do is get worse.
And people with money, unless you have you're a trust fund baby or something like that, they have ebbs and flows in their money too. Like, I got a little bit more money now. Let me dwindle it down. If not, they're not a smart person. So, but she just letting you know, anytime you struggle, I'm not going to be beside you. And I don't want nobody like that. You go on, little mama. Go on with yourself. Baby, put this on there. Yep. We over here cooking, y'all. He decided to put some on the grill late in the afternoon. But we'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I think it's a whole mess. And I'm about to say throw the whole woman out because I don't think her parents taught her that. I just don't think her parents taught her that. And if so, throw the whole woman away. The whole one away. All right, you guys, will have a blessed week. What else do you be saying? Something about do something good for somebody.
Go out there and do a good deed.
Do a good deed for somebody. Because if we all
Because if we all go out of our way to try to help somebody else, the world will get a little bit better.
There you go. I can't say like he said, taste it before you put that on there because you might not like it. All right, y'all. Y'all have a blessed evening. Goodbye.
I don't like it.
You don't like